Welcome everyone, this is Jeff Walker. Today I'm speaking with Paula Nutting, and Paula's going to be presenting at the 9th Annual Soft Tissue Therapy Conference on the 7th and 8th of November in Sydney. Now Paula's going to be doing two presentations for us. So the first of that is defensive patterning and why they shut down the postural muscles. And secondly, the Chapman's reflexes, activation of the core for balance and stability. Welcome Paula, it's lovely to speak with you.
Thank you kindly, Jeff. Nice to chat to you as well.
Now, your Chapman's reflex courses, are you really telling us that you can rub someone's sternum and increase their hamstring length?
I am in fact telling you exactly that, Jeff. Rubbing the sternum is actually going to improve the diaphragmatic strength, because what we're doing is we're actually trying to work on our neurolymphatic points, and we've got neurolymphatic points throughout the system of the body. So all we're doing is assessing our muscle length and strength and then applying these simple neurolymphatic assessment stimulation points and then increasing the drive to the muscle, which thereby allows us to get strength, and that in turn gives us length. So giving a rub in one area, and specifically for the hamstrings, they are defensively tightened when the glute max and our hip flexors fail to work effectively. And we know that. We see that in lower cross syndromes and things like that.
So this is a matter of muscles that are overly activated and muscles that are inhibited, and the Chapman's reflex points changes that relationship?
It's really interesting because it kind of links in with the talk that I'm doing on the Saturday, which is the defensive patternings. Now, we fall into common defense patternings, and you'll be familiar with our postural muscles shrinking, and that's that commonly closed fetal position that we get into. So when we get into defensive movements like that, we end up using more of our sympathetic nervous system and not our parasympathetic nervous system, and that's when we start getting this cycle where there becomes congestion or stagnation in the lymphatic regions, and then that affects what's going on with our the effectability of the neural facilitation of a lot of those postural muscles.
Okay, that makes sense. Is this for anyone? Like, is there any clinician that can or can't do this, or is this for someone who's just come out of college do this?
It's a really simple, easily performed technique, and it requires you to be able to have a look at muscle length. So anyone who comes out of college that knows their basic range of movement and can apply a length, and then looking at isometric strength patterns, which is all within our health training package, then they can apply these techniques, and you can apply them to anyone at all. So it goes from children, middle-aged, adolescents, elderly, people with chronic conditions, people with acute conditions. In fact, today I had a dancer singer who's up here in Brisbane who's singing in and dancing in Strictly Ballroom. He was referred from a friend in Melbourne, and we did specifically only Chapman's on him today and got increased thoracic range, increased lumbar rotations, and increased hamstring length in one hour session.
Wow. I've become very interested in what you're doing from watching your YouTube videos and the like. So that's where I'm coming from that perspective. So for dinosaurs like myself, who've been working people with orthopedic assessments and trigger point therapies and myofascial releases and stuff 20 years, is this something that's going to be able to integrate into what I already do, or is it a new process of learning?
I always say these kind of things for you dinosaurs, because remember, I'm part of the dinosaur area as well. Thanks, Jeff. I look like that as well. So when I teach
I didn't say I looked like it.
Oh. Sorry. So what I say is integrate little bits and pieces to start with. It's part of your assessment strategies. So when someone comes into your clinic, you'd be looking at their just general range of movement anyway, so you can apply strength in the general range of movements. And then I find that if you can get them into a parasympathetic state where they're stopping releasing the cortisol and all those nasties and releasing acetylcholine and dopamine and serotonin, then anything else you do in your treatment, whether it's myofascial releasing, whether it's stripping, mobbing, trigger point work, anything is going to get much better results when you know that the right hormones are in your system. So we can do that very simply with our respiratory work, and that's the first step that I do with almost all of my clients, and you'll find that anyone can can do that with great results.
Well, I can't wait. There'll be a practical demonstration, no doubt, and are we going to be able to practice it there and then on the day?
Absolutely. We'll all be partnering up. I'll try to get as much practice as I possibly can in, because it's all about us kinesthetic visual learners, and we all like to get our hands on each other's bodies to try to see what kind of change we can make. So that's what I'm hoping that we're going to get out of it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, everyone. Well, it's time for you to go and register. The Soft Tissue Therapy Conference.com.au. Go there and register right away, and you'll be able to see exactly what Paula's doing, exactly what she's speaking about. I'm thinking that it will change the way that we look at dysfunction.
Yeah, because you do so much less deep tissue work. It's really wonderful. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. So as many people that can come to my workshops, I would be delighted to see you.
There'll be a cast of thousands.
All
right, Paula, thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you on the 7th and 8th of November.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Thanks, Paula.